shark onesie as the outfit.
I don't think
You
there's a
should get,
shark
like-
onesie in this game. There should be. but I don't think there
Oh
is.
shit, they're right here. Wait, I haven't start this yet. I think I already.
Dinky's out and
Guys?
about hunting. You're so good at hunting, Dinky. You got this.
I couldn't help myself.
I know. I see you, Dinky. I see you craving to rip the monster's flesh off with your bare teeth and chew on it a little and just be happy. I see you.
Yeah. I just mounted it. Yeah.
You're a master mounter, brother. Yes. I've seen the tabloids.
You're a bommy.
Three of them.
Three of them things?
Three of them mother lickers.
Stop yelling, Hirabami.
Yeah, for real. Hey.
A supply shipment's come in. Hope you find something useful.
Ah!
Hey.
This one's so tiny.
How dare you knock me over?
They're so tiny.
Yeah, I like.
Wow, Divine Blessing is just popping wildly for me.
Oh, I thought you were on there with me, Mash.
I'm on this one. Hell yeah, I'm on this one. Yee!
Let me hear you.
Grab them together.
Alex, brother.
Make them kiss.
Oh, I already pole danced with mine.
Squeebles! Thank you for head pet Squeebles. How you doing? How's it
Oh,
going?
I thought you were just saying that for some reason.
No. Squeebles.
No! What? I fell off! Fuck you.
Oh, in around at the speed of the sound.
Wait. I just want to hit. There we go. Wait, what the fuck, Richard? Oh my
Bro,
days,
did you
Matthew, I
see
can't
that?
hit this thing. I can't hit this thing, bro. I can't hit this to save my life. Here we go. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you got it, you got it, you got it.
Oh, dude, brother. Nice work, Commander. I'll leave the baby one for you. I know you guys are tight.
I'm frozen. Can't
Brother, you can't say that. You can't just say, I know you're tight on live stream. That's wild, dude. That's insane. That's insane, O'Clock.
Alright, buddy. Alright.
How would I play against that? Oh, I'm frozen now as well.
Okay, we killed one. Yeah, this game's very intense, resource-wise.
Yeah, I thought they would have
better, but it's
optimized it
not.
by now.
I mean, it's optimized in that I can play it on stream. I still have clips from when I was playing it and the lowest graphic setting still wasn't low enough.
Yeah, it was bad. It was worse
I bought
before.
a brand new graphics card to play this game. And it's
So
still
did
wasn't
I!
enough.
So did I! That's why I'm like, why can't I use my model? I freaking paid
It
money
might be your
for an upgrade.
processor.
Hey. You pole dance on me.
I think it's dead.
No, it's just asleep.
I don't think it's surviving that sleep. Oh, maybe it is.
This will be your last slip.
Nah, it's still got like quite a bit of health left. We're in this for another few seconds.
Okay, your sacred is
Thanks.
I finally actually saw it.
You're welcome.
This cold is a threat to your stomach.
Hey, get back here.
Oh, that's why I ran out of stamina so quick. I didn't drink a hot drink. Oh my god.
I gotta carve this guy.
Silly dum-dum.
I have the
Thank
thing
you,
that lets you be
Alma.
wherever you want to be.
I just grab the bug when I leave.
That's so weird. I'm able to share my streak again. I think I just got free channel points for that too, as if I
Am I
had just hit
lagging
15
like really
again.
bad? Is it really choppy?
If I say yes, will that make you sad?
You don't sound laggy, but I don't know about stream. Oh wait, I can look.
Oh, I
Yeah,
already-
stream is
I
bad.
already-
Stream is really bad if I'm being honest.
Okay.
It's a little
it's bad.
choppy.
A little.
It's a little
It's a lot of choppy.
It's a
I'm watching a slideshow on my other monitor.
Oh wow, I love this PowerPoint. How did they make PowerPoint Monster Hunter version? Wow. It's just like Blue Rock. Oh hey guys.
Don't mind me, just fixing my stuff.
I saw you flying around. You're balling. Oh, is that another one that came out of nowhere? Is that? Was there two over here?
This too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been fighting the other ones over here the entire time.
Oh, he died as soon as I mounted it. What the hell?
Your mounting is deadly.
I guess he's getting too masterful.
You say that again.
He's getting too mad.
I think I've mounted 3 or 4 on this one. Don't even trip. All I did, dude, that's like my whole enjoyment of this game is just flying around.
That's fair.
You're using
I
the
like
right
doing
weapon
anime
for it.
shit.
I just like big sword. Big sword go first.
Entirely fair.
I just bounce. Well,
I made it feel so good.
I'll just say
You
it.
bounce on it, Dio?
Yeah, I'll just say it. I'll commit.
Hell yeah, finally, no more commitment issue dinky over here.
I have a kid. Oh.
Did I say you had a commitment issue to a wife?
No, I guess you didn't.
Yeah. unless it's yet to come.
Wait.
Nah. Rock solid. What are you waiting?
I forgot to carve this.
Oh my days.
I got a light
I
ring
won't
gun.
start.
Yeah, you
Nice.
did.
Ooh, I don't know what that
I
means.
won't start
but-
attacking this till y'all are here. Because it may very well just die if I start doing a combo.
Is it asleep?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I love floating rocks.
It's vastly improved, just so you know, Mashi.
Thank you.
I'll wake it
Well,
up.
this thing sleeps so
Oh.
weird.
Did I
You don't
ruin
sleep
your...
like that?
A little upset by that.
That's how I sleep.
I think you would have killed it if you did your attack.
Probably, but I kind of wanted to.
Fair.
Quit shrieking at me, man.
Can we get its tail or no?
You can break it off. You have to do it like... You have to break its tail, I think, 6 times. And then it becomes fall-offable and carvable.
I didn't know you could
Fall
make it fall off.
Yeah. Usually it dies before that.
Yeah, it's gotta
Thank
be
you for
difficult.
the streak, Taryn.
Yeah.
Hi,
I've done it
Taryn.
only like twice.
Why can't I
think,
carve
and even
though?
then.
No, the tail shard is a pickup for your slinger.
Someone got hit in the
Yeah,
boing
but
one.
how do I? It won't let me carve the big boy.
Let's hear Obama got hit in the boing
Yeah, he's
one.
over
It
here.
is.
Yeah, I know. Oh, now it's working.
We're trying to carve him. He's
I
over at
did
a
join
rock
Hell
5
World
miles
server
away.
last night. I was
Nah,
thinking of playing
it didn't
tonight.
work.
You did join the server? Yay!
Did our share chat go away?
Oh shit, sorry, yeah, because I
Oh yeah,
had to close
because
a bunch
Matt,
of shit.
yeah.
Mashy hates us.
I don't hate you guys.
Matt, she could never hate us, except for probably she could.
You turned into a pretty hedgehog.
Yeah, it's my maid outfit.
I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank God.
Share, chat. Thank God.
He having a conniption trying to get into it.
I'm not a hateful person. I'm too
Mashy's
cute.
not a hateful person.
Exactly.
Special attack.
What the heck? I know a lot of hateful people that are cute. All right.
I'm sorry.
Dinky thinks hateful people are cute.
Holy shit! Did I just level up to 60? Oh, I'm like, I can't even see. Look at you. See my level or no?
Chat, cancel Dink.
If I go to the member list, I think I can.
Like the XP bar too, or no?
Yeah, you're
I
level
can't-
15
I can't
now.
I can't see the XP bar.
Bro, I. It's like an eyelash witch. The short ways.
Now we do the two spider
Right.
things, right?
The Nursillas?
No, not
The
Nursillas.
Nursillas?
Not the Nursillas.
The other one?
The other one.
Dancing
Hirabami,
Queen?
no. Yeah. What the fuck is it? Not Hirabami, because that's fucking... Nergigante.
Nergigante, yeah.
Nergigant. Lalabarina.
That's it.
La la.
Lalabarina.
Dinky finally accepted my friend request after 2 years.
Well, you darn it.
Earn it, brother.
You have to carry him up a certain number of hunter rank to get his friend request.
Real. No gas, no ass. Nobody rides for free.
I see
I need
that.
100
I
rank.
see you friend requested me.
I don't see
Hell
a
yeah.
friend request from Gage.
I think we're
Damn,
already
that's fucked
friends,
up, Gabe.
unless
Yeah,
you
we-
somehow
we-
blocked me.
We are already friends.
Imagine you blocked me and just didn't even say anything until now.
I add you to the group and then block you immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
That'd be fucking
That's
That's
real
as
though.
much as I can handle.
I need to talk to Nata.
Are you daughters of Karabusi?
Karabusi?
Is that the one you're doing?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the name.
Hot rank hasn't been met
Two,
for that one?
two Lalabarinas. What?
Oh.
It says
Dinky's
16 or
too
higher.
weak. He's 15.
50.
Oh my.
wait.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'll be waiting here.
Go crazy, bro. I'll do my own. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Nah, we-
absolutely
We don't
not.
need to do this.
Yes.
It's messed up, but like,
Any
I get
quests
it.
you want to go on?
It's okay, Dinky.
You
This'll
are
probably end up
you
being
said
my
you were
last
a eyelash away from leveling up, so I thought. I don't know what I
I
thought.
mean, I could
Oh,
probably just run out
huge.
here and kill one thing, to be real.
We could do.
Wait.
Pick your
Wait,
poison.
can I not
do
just,
you have
like-
any side quests, any optionals that give you rewards?
Can I not just like kill one monster out here?
No.
You can.
Like a little tiny
I wouldn't
one?
kill any
you
of
for
them
the
ones out
hydrate.
here. They're all tempered.
I think he has
Oh
different.
yeah, we have different
monsters
ones.
outside.
Yeah. He wants to go out and fight the ones here, and all I see is tempered Uthduna, tempered Mitsu, tempered Rathalos, and then a regular
Mitsu,
Rathalos.
tempered Mitsu. Oh my god.
I love Mitsu, dude.
I like it.
love
It's
Mitsu.
annoying though.
No, that's fair.
This will give me XP,
what do
right?
we have? We got a great Gravios in the arena.
Gravios. I do like the Gravios.
Yeah, let's beat up a Grabos. Grababos.
I'm just fighting a platypus, man. I don't know what y'all are on about.
Platypus.
Platypus.
Perry?
Yeah.
Because we're
Oh, we all have the same brain. Same brain.
Hey, you lied. It didn't level me up.
Yes.
Oh no, not
You killed
not
a
the small
random
monster.
puppy.
I thought you were talking about a big monster.
A brother out here killing puppies,
Who's
thinking
killing
he's gonna
random
level up.
puppies?
Dinky.
I've never.
Dinky.
He killed a little random little
puppies.
platypus.
I didn't.
Hi,
It was a
Pumpkin.
platypus.
You can't kill puppies in general, but especially not in front of Mashi.
Nobody killed a puppy. Everybody put the pitchforks
why-
down.
Are you killing puppies?
Actually, I made
Dinky
the
out
Tower
here
of Babel
murdering
in
puppies
Palworld.
ruthlessly.
Babel?
Oh, I want to
Somebody
play
start
Power
a
so
shit
bad,
quest.
dude.
I thought Gage was gonna start a quest.
No,
He's
it's
all
Shark. Yeah, I am
Oh.
all talk. I'm only talking.
Okay, I'm going to the arena then. We're not
Sonny, I
killing
never killed
puppies.
a puppy. It was a platypus.
Just Dinky. Dinky is killing puppies.
no.
Dinky's the puppy slayer.
I
Do I
love
have to
puppies.
send up a flare to do this? Like, how do I?
My puppy is my bestest friend.
What are you not in there?
I'm trying to remember how to do this.
Up to Alma and then go
Did you
to
accidentally
the
queue it solo style?
event.
No. The it's literally just it wandered. It left. Like I was looking at the map, and there's a Gravios in the arena.
How much
That's
I
all
got,
I'm talking
Avatar?
about.
Thank you.
All right, I got it. Don't worry. All
Is it a
right,
different avatar?
join me. Join
Oh,
my
how
quest.
cute.
You did? I'm so excited.
Oh, it's Pumpkin the Yokai.
Pumpkin to yokai.
Pumpkin the
Pumpkin.
Yokai. Hi, Pumpkin.
I like that PNG.
Thank you.
Kawaii!
Oh, there's
No,
a
it makes sense.
whatever right here.
Shaguma.
Think
That
you
one.
never ever even think about giving me a
Pumpkin
compliment.
Day Okai.
Pumpkin, was your day okay?
Was your day
Okay.
okay?
Enter the passcode. The fuck you mean?
Oh, passcode. I forgot. I had it set up because
Oh
I was
my
grinding.
gosh.
I was
Can't even
grinding.
skip class.
I was grinding Gogmazios, and I didn't. And like randos kept joining me, and I didn't want them
Oh.
What's
to.
the passcode?
I don't remember. Like maybe one.
Ligma?
One. I don't remember. Here, let me just come back from the quest.
Yes, my birthday was Okai. That's good.
Actually, can I change it at her?
Can't you just join mine? Because he's almost dead now.
We're gonna get there, and you're gonna be fighting another fucking puppy.
I'm fighting a Deshaguma, man.
I can't join you. Yours isn't postable.
It's here. I'm
Oh.
joining.
Yeah, you guys are peak. Mashy gets it.
Yeah,
got
Mashy
you.
gets it. Mashy's better
what?
than all
Thanks,
of us.
dog. I mean, real.
Mashy's literally the strongest one here.
Yeah.
She could rip off all
Ow!
4 of our heads and murder us with like a pinky.
I'm like
Poop
Hercules.
at me.
Commencing quest by order of the guild.
I have
Dinky
met-
sounds like
I
such a
have met
bro,
Machi.
dude. Dinky is a bro.
What do you mean a bro, dude?
A bro dude.
I've seen Mashi pick up Gogma with
mean by that?
Gogma?
I'm pretty certain that Machi can suplex Skog.
Yeah. That
Pretty
makes sense.
sure.
Gogmazio.
Absolutely insane that Gogmazios is the first Elder Dragon in this game.
Yeah.
Mashy, did you
Like,
the
absolutely fucking fire.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
I'm here.
Forget I said
Didn't even
anything.
get like a unique one. This guy's almost dead, bro. He's at 86% of his health.
Wait, how can you even see their health?
He has mods. He's cheating.
It's It's not cheating. I use it to help my damage numbers. No! Bro's almost dead. He has more. He has so much health.
Bro, I do so much damage.
He's
bro.
almost emotionally dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Solid.
Oh, that dinky thanks was actually really good.
For what?
I heard your character say thanks.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the fucking deep ass voice. The deepest voice I've ever heard.
It's straight up
that.
like the dark stones.
I did that too.
Oh fuck, dude! I forgot about that.
He's got a wound on his taint.
I'm gonna stab it.
Oh, sorry. I was too excited about the taint.
Call it out and then
Call it out. Dang it, yeah, brother.
call it. Oh, what the fuck is that?
It's like a self-report in Among Us.
Man, somebody quick, do a lot of damage. All right.
Hey,
All right. Whoa. All right. Brother, I was sharpening. Oh, he's got a wound on his left forearm.
yeah, I tried hitting it by fist. Starts spinning.
He ran into me.
Kinda
Here,
sad
heal
they
on me,
nerfed
guys,
Slayer.
don't heal.
Slayer was so broken. They nerfed it.
Thanks for the help.
It was broken. I miss it though.
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
fun,
dang.
but it made the game really easy.
We should
Yeah.
be engaged.
What do you mean we should bet? No.
It was Moose Man's idea.
Moose Man doesn't even know me yet.
I'm gonna check Bebe real quick after this fight.
Tell the baby I said hi.
16. I ain't telling baby shit.
I don't like talking to my kid.
She's 1 month. She
All I
already
know
cusses
is
me
you
out.
know the health.
Cusses me
The
out.
health.
She's got a potty mouth on. Freaking 1 month old. Life was funny, huh?
Her first word is
We ain't got any first words yet.
the bad.
Ban the hog. Yeah, on God. Quick.
Ban
ban
pumpkin too?
pumpkin.
Absolutely not.
Don't ban me.
Pumpkin?
Maybe ban pumpkin.
Oh,
Don't
look
ban
at
my
the
ban
little marina! Look at it!
Oh, flower.
It's so
Oh,
spidery.
spider. Not as a flower.
Oh,
Such a pretty monster.
I don't like that it is lagging, but the
Expeditious.
Doshagama isn't for me.
Whoa, is that another? Wait. Oh, it was just a little fighting
Turf
guy.
war, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna loot the tail.
Oh my god,
Might
look at
die
this.
after the fucking hunt, turf war.
Oh, damn!
Get in here, keep hitting it.
Okay.
Hey,
I
rub his
severed the
tail.
tail. I severed the tail.
Yeah, man.
Not an interesting
Oh yeah,
severed.
my
Just, you know.
my wife.
Yeah.
I was letting her have a nap, and she came out and was like, "Oh, it's her birthday." I'm like, "Bro, it." She's like, "It's her 1 month birthday." I was like, "We're not fucking doing that, bro." Like,
We're not doing that, woman. Dinky throws a
You
beer
can,
at the
you
wall.
can be happy for the 1 month, but 1 month birthday is not what a birthday is.
but
Dinky, come
she
here.
posted a cute Instagram
Well, not at
thing.
0 HP, 0%
Oh!
HP.
You fool! What the hell, man? What the fuck is that?
Can I not flank people anymore? No. When they get rid of flanking,
Fucked up. What are you
Percent
giggling
HP
about,
doesn't
bro?
help. You're
giggling
just,
about
you don't
evil
know what's
insect
going
labor?
on.
Dinky's in his own world and it's fine.
It's fucked
What do you
up.
mean?
What
I called
percent
Tinky over to
HP
a
does it
paralyzed
have?
toad.
Wow, a beast
I already
gem.
said it has 0% now, god dang.
What was
All right,
it
What
I'm
is
supposed
it
to
at now?
be?
Did it get-
right? Oh, I'm not 16 yet. I lied. That's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
You earned the
It's actually crazy.
Monster Hunter Wild. Hey!
Wait, am I maxed? Do you think
Yeah,
I'm
you
maxed?
earned the right to rank
Oh.
up. Now you have to do a specific
Oh.
mission to rank up.
That's probably what I had to
You
do
probably
last
have
time,
to
but I
do
didn't
this
really look.
fucking Zulu, whatever the fuck it is.
Who's
Hate
Mama
them
Juju?
Yaku.
Cthulhu?
Alright. I think I have to pop out, but thanks for the hunts. Thanks for the invite. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for Hunt. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna BRB as well.
Okay.
If
Everybody
y'all
be
are
nice
still
to
going by the
everybody.
time I'm done my other stuff, I'll join back up.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Bye, Gage.
Bye, Gage.
Bye.
Supposed to be able to hear y'all, by the way. Don't say anything crazy, Mashy.
What?
Okay, you're allowed to. I was just kidding.
Crazy.
BRB.
Select blade. What?
I have to do the quest to do GOG still. I haven't unlocked GOG. Crazy that GOG's back, honestly. Oh,
We got a sale on. Need anything?
we got Diva Song.
Lady Dimitrescu.
What?
I can't talk. Dimitrescu, thank you, Gabe, for the good girl. What are we doing?
Oh, I see. I'm watching the Diva, so we can do whatever.
The diva, the diva, the diva, the diva. Have you checked out the Discord? I have.
It's true. You have,
I
yeah.
actually am in that.
Mm-hmm.
Wah!
Ah,
Forg.
I got hit by a lot of chairs. Actually startled me though. It got me.
It's gonna be fun!
I love when I scare sharks.
You don't scare me often, but that got me. I jumped.
Hello, my little cookies.
Hi, Dinky. Welcome back. Hi, Mashi.
She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
She's on fire. I believe the seasonal event has like 7 new songs. I mean, you're terrifying. That's true.
Is there a quicker way to get to photo mode?
No idea.
Oh, she's no longer on fire.
Alright,
Welcome back.
I hope
you
she
little
sings that
freaks.
again.
I have to sneeze.
Is it time for your quest?
Yeah, if y'all want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Well, I mean, you don't have to.
No, let's do more
What do you
things.
mean? You want to get a higher rank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had free will before?
Okay, what do you want to do?
Do what? Have we ever what?
That was unrelated.
Have you guys
I was
ever...
I was driving back from the baby appointment day,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I was like, we haven't really
Wow.
gotten out of the house very much. And my wife's like, yeah, we should like stop and get some food or something. And I was like, let's go and stop by the grocery store and get pub subs or something. And so she chilled in the car with the baby, and I went in and I found these mini Starburst fruit chews,
Oh, yeah, those
and
are
I
good.
bought them.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Yum.
So I'm gonna try them. I'm
So
gonna
now
give
you
them a
have
taste
free
test.
treat.
Now I have a what?
You have a sweet treat.
I do. I do have a sweet treat. And I'm not talking about Sharky.
Yes.
Oh, they're small as hell. Tiny, tiny. They're like a little bubble gum that you buy and like the little, you put the quarter in.
Are they
it.
the gummy?
Am I also dying of the air being awful?
Oh,
I am
no,
hiding.
yeah,
I'm hiding from the awful.
Tiny, tiny.
Wait, this is weird.
Shark, are you also dying of the air being awful? I am. I raised my
I
hand.
am hiding
I
from
am.
the air. I have successfully hid from the air all day.
I have not. I've had to
That's
go
dumb.
outside. It sucks.
I've had to go outside, but I not for long.
No, just to walk to my car. But like,
Yeah.
the doors at my work are always swinging open, so like there was like a haze inside my store.
Oh.
They hazed you with the air.
Yeah, they did.
That's messed up.
Yeah, the air's on fire here.
Something tells me y'all are West Coast.
I took her
Nope.
out today. It was. I was.
Wait, really? No?
No,
we're
it's
not.
it's blowing in from somewhere else.
Oh. Damn. Just
We're
send
just
me your
gonna be
address in
aftermath.
DMs so I can read the chat. That sucks though.
Yeah. And hopefully, it said it should be okay, better by 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. It was raining a bit. That's gotta help.
Yeah.
Do they have the what is it called? Like the smog warning on your phone? Like the air
Yeah,
quality
like
warning?
hazardous.
The air quality
That's
thing
crazy,
said it was like
though.
250 for me.
Oh, ours was 500.
I don't
Yeah. That sounds
I don't
great.
I'm acting surprised. I don't even know what like what's normal score, but
I think
Oh,
normal's
shit.
like around 50.
0. 500
Yeah,
sounds
somewhere there.
crazy. I've seen that alert. Like, I'm pretty sure my phone at some like showed me all the different alerts on the weather app or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Like, I wonder what that's for." And yeah,
I-
that's great.
When I went to my car this morning, I'm like, oh, that's a weird haze. But it's not cold enough for like a fog because it's like 80. It was like 80 overnight. Like it's not cold.
We have an air purifier
Air
on.
pur-
We don't.
That's
We
smart.
don't have one of those. We should get one.
All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like,
Can I
not
call this
only
platform?
were we dying
Can
of
I
like
call this dog from there?
heat, but now the air is trying to kill us. It's great. It's a great time.
All right, Alma. Let's go talk to Fabius. Sounds fabulous.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry for that.
I'm gonna change outfits.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's in a tropical outfit. She has a bikini on. Hell yeah.
If you
Checking out the stream. Checking out the stream.
we've got a special delivery.
You gotta get Gemma in there too.
Oh, she can change her outfit too?
Gemma's summer outfit's good.
Alma's way better than Gemma. Don't at me.
Not a fan of the Smithy
The
girl.
person.
I love
I mean,
Not a fan of Little Miss Forge.
she's alright.
Yeah?
More of a brains kind of guy.
Gemma's pretty
yeah, hers is nice. Hell yeah. Where my ladies at?
Real. Shark. It's fine. Okay, what am I doing here?
You're
Talk
trying to find a
this guy
quest for us to do.
right in front of me. Thank you for coming! I'm never gonna read it.
That was a good
Dialogue.
impression.
Oh, thank you. Wait, I'm pausing my music. I gotta listen to myself talk.
Oh, fuck.
Want me to treat y'all if you're watching the stream.
Hey, go over to Dinky's stream to hear this. It's gonna be good.
I just want to hear Dinky. Quit yapping to each other, bro. Talk to me. What the fuck? Ah, well, you got to hear like one dialogue line.
Oh,
Oh wait, no, I'm not
we
done.
didn't get to hear him.
No,
Oh.
wait, hold on. Investigate this wounded hollow. Stay on your guard. Literally, stay on your freaking guard. Alright, can y'all win this quest or nah? The wounded
Not yet.
hollow quest?
I think you need to like start fighting the monster and then we can join.
No, okay.
I'm shiny hunting in the meantime.
Shiny hunting.
Shiny hunting and Pokemon?
Yeah. Machi, check it out. I got
Ow.
a shiny.
Where am I checking this out at?
I'm gonna go over to the quest counter.
Are y'all getting in on the Power World action?
I'm not.
I've got a special announcement.
Machi, why are you all the way over there?
I ended up making my own server because I had a lot of friends who wanted to play.
Oh. No, I think I watched y'all playing.
Look at you.
Was that yours or was it
Yeah,
that was
it
a different one before
it
you
was
made
mine.
yours?
It was mine. I
Nice,
made
dude.
it.
Oh, this guy
paying
looks great.
like $30 a month for a server, so
Oh my god.
Real.
might as well use it. I don't have that.
What the
It's from one of the
fuck? Can
Halloween
you
events.
I think you guys should be able to join now.
I saw
Whenever
something
you're
pop
done.
up, so it might be doable.
Whenever you're done diddling around.
Alright, I'll stop diddling around.
What the?
Oh, do you want me to go back to diddling around? Sorry.
Diddle your around.
Diddle
Oh
your
no, I'm. Whoa,
booty
Mashy.
over here.
Whoa. Please don't
Whoa.
diddle your booty over there, shark. Asking for a friend.
I'm sorry, I did not mean it like that.
So- Whoa.
Whoa.
Welcome.
Oh, read a quest!
I'm diddling his booty over here.
Why can't I jump off my bird?
Are you in focus mode or something? It's like that
Press
getting in
the
trouble.
Ooh. This map is cool looking. I like this one.
This is, I believe this one's from 4.
I don't have
Um,
any. I do have.
Why is my health like cursed?
Is it, are you poisoned?
No. They like curse like in Dark Souls, where like there's only so high you can get to.
That shouldn't happen in this. There is a status like that, but it's not in this game.
It's like whenever you're cold or something. But I'm not cold.
Let
pretty
me
cool.
look at your stream in a second.
Well, I'm poisoned now.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Thank you. Wise words! Yippee! Good job, gang. Oh. Yeah, I'm in easy.
You know what it might be? Is it? Are you guys frenzied?
Yeah, he's friendly.
Defined.
Oh?
Professor Fabius needs to know about this as soon
I don't
as
know what that
possible.
bloody means, dog.
Let me pull up your stream.
But yeah, I'm frenzied. I have the little status effect. I think
Yeah, I think you're both
Nullberry
frenzied.
will...
Yeah, Nullberries fix that.
Nullberries fix this.
Oh my god, I haven't looked at the Joker Fugi yet. It's so good.
It is so good.
Like on a stream.
Oh,
Which
the
one?
cat? Is he streaming right now?
Who's Fugi?
No. My Fugi that Joker
Oh,
made.
yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen it
oh,
like
that's
in
his name.
use because I don't see my own Fugi.
Yeah.
You're so silly. Such a silly goose.
Chill is such a silly guy.
Such a little goober. Okay. Give me freaking rank 16. Literally.
Can you go to the grand thing yet?
I just jump
Probably
scared
not.
myself. Understood, bro. Oh, that's great. Understood, sir. I don't even have a low voice, bro. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, show. Obtain 15. Oh, hunter rank cap's been increased. Yippee!
Oh yeah.
So we're back to the grind.
We're so bad.
Yep. Now we can do harder stuff though.
Huddle stuff, literally.
This order form will get you the best mutant.
Y'all
Enjoy
should
the
join my
best
link
ramen
party.
you ever tasted.
Oh my gosh. So needy.
Wait! Cute! Eric gets a little outfit for summer. That's so cute.
Yeah, they also get a cute summer outfit.
I posted quest, wink.
Okay, I'll accept it. Wink.
Whoa!
What?
Thanks. Wink.
Regular
invitation.
Thellos.
Sorry, Shark, I'm not talking to you unless you wink.
Oh. I don't have eyes.
Yeah, you do.
Radio.
You can blink.
Yeah, you
You
do.
can blink wink.
I'm looking at a wizard right now.
That's true. That's true. Little witchy lady.
I saw you in the. I saw you blinking in V. What was it? Not VTube Studio. VR chat.
Yeah, it's true. I did wink in VR chat.
Yeah.
I need to try. Oh my god, this thing's fucking trolling me.
Probably. Oh yeah, I should have got a no. Maji from the top rope. Oh, Dinky's about to get shitted on.
Dinky, don't die, Dinky.
Dinky, you probably should get some high rank armor.
You said that last time we played, man.
Okay, so now that our objective is get XP and we just need to hunt anything, find an armor that you can get that looks cool. Or has skills that Machi recommends, because Machi knows how to play insect way better than me.
I don't know shit. I just get what's pretty.
Okay.
Machi ain't even up in the air. You telling me Machi plays insect play?
I am up in the air. What are you talking about? Leave your eyes closed.
I'm really far away here. Oh! Oh my gosh. This guy plays Elden Ring. See that dodge? Got
Rank
nine.
bosses.
Yeet!
Can't do this in Elden Ring, daggum!
Whoa, why did he do that? He just stuck
I'm
that
on
rock.
the
He
head.
literally was.
I'm off his head. Destroyed his wound, though. Ouchie, that's gonna ouchie. Oh, never mind, it didn't ouchie.
No, I would recommend like stuff that gives you like evade time, stamina, I don't know.
Okay, I would consider getting like, for your, if you can get like weakness exploit or anything like that. Crit eye is good.
I'll tell you what I have on my armor right now.
Hey,
But not
Brock,
right now because I'm gonna die.
what should I get on Insect Wave? Alexa!
Alexa, shut the heck up.
Computer! Turn this monster into mincemeat.
Put this thing asleep from the air.
Wait.
I was in a
Just like waiting
combo
and...
already.
Anticlimactic.
Oh,
So the thing about Greatsword is it's really slow and it locks you into moves frequently.
Yeah.
So there are often times where there's actually nothing you can do to stop an attack if you're starting down for the wrong time. You're just like stuck watching your character do stuff. But when you land it, which is a little bit hard, you see like a 500, 600, 900 damage hit. Your screen freezes and it makes a big whoosh sound effect. Great.
Yay! Wahoo!
Ouch.
Come on now! Come on now, you dragon, come on!
That's why they then.
Yeah, you rascal, you rootin' tootin' motherfucker.
Rootin' and tootin'.
He's tootin' all over. Thank God it was just that you fell.
This guy's queen is stronger than he is.
His queen?
Yeah,
Not usually.
I keep
Yeah,
thinking
that's
that's like
true.
the monster making a weird noise, but it's your character making a weird noise.
Mine?
Yeah, exactly.
That's freaking awesome. But
Now you can't go nowhere.
what the? Oh, that was you. You startled.
You can't go fucking nowhere. You're stuck into it with us.
You can't go fucking nowhere.
I'm on fire. Okay, I'm out.
Ayah. I got one shot.
Ankle.
Yeah,
I got one shot, I got
think you need to get better armor. You almost died earlier to a move that you definitely should not have almost died to.
Hey, but I didn't.
That was its strongest attack. I'm fairly sure.
What, just then?
Yeah. It does like a laser of fire straight down and kind of whips it up
From
at
the
you.
top rope! Oh shit, that's not an insect wave. Yeah! Yeah! Where's my fucking chocobo? Where's my fucking chocobo? Come here, motherfucker. I didn't switch weapons. I did. He wasn't listening. He was being a little stubborn.
I mean, hunting Rathalos here might be a good option to try and get you armor. The low rank Rathalos armor is really good, so I don't remember if the high rank one is.
Who's so real for that?
Go all the way up to that.
It's not like specifically anything crazy, but it's got like a bunch of attack, just like regular attack ups.
Hey! Be free, Rathalos.
I need to play Monster Hunter Stories at some point.
Ouch.
Can't move.
Oh, I might die. I am dying.
Oh, one
I got
attempt
stunned at
left
1
before
HP.
failing the quest. Oh, I need a nullberry, yeah. Because, I'm like half health from them. It's awesome.
Oh, you probably need to eat food then.
Oh. Burger. Do you like when I said pasta?
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's iconic.
Good.
Nikki, do you have the rotisserie?
Johara, thank you for the
You stove?
raid. Hello,
No, but I fixed it.
everybody.
Oh, hello.
Man,
Welcome in, Wados.
Evergreen, thank you for the follow. Our goal reached.
Oh, hell yeah.
1700.
1700? Oh, shit.
1700.
Oh, no.
Dingo. Hola, hola. Hello, Doggo Pod. Thank you.
Hola.
Thank you for the follows, guys. We got our goal. What were you doing? What were you playing?
30 million followers from Ashi.
Hello,
Holy
your stream is going well.
schmoly.
It's going well. We kind of died, but it's alright. We'll do it again.
Let's try again after some preparation.
Wild
Thanks
as
for the
well.
follow.
I love. Evergreen. I love Monster Hunter. There we go. Thank you for the
my
follow,
days.
Evergreen. Let's
Monster Hunter.
Let's give you a shout out. Oh, Johara. 298. I love your look. Thank you. I'm using a PNG because this game hates my PC. Like actually so
First
much.
two
It's
games
Fields of Mystery themed. Oh, Sekiro. I love Sekiro. I love Sekiro. I have to go back to Sekiro. I will eventually play it. Johara,
Sekiro's
hello.
like one of the best games of all time ever made ever.
Another friend is actually playing Sekiro right now.
Yeah,
Jelly?
I think
Jelly.
Yeah.
I think she's playing it right now.
Right now?
Oh, really?
Go check out
Yeah,
Jelly
yeah.
Crown. She's playing
You like Bloodborne? Yeah, I'm playing
Bloodborne
right
is the
now.
best.
Bloodborne. I don't know about that.
I
haven't beat it
like
yet.
Lies of P. Lies of P is my favorite Souls-like game.
That's crazy.
I'm enjoying my favorite's Dark Souls 3.
That's crazy.
Whoever said I don't know about that, wrong. DS3 is goated.
Yeah.
I like Dark Souls 1, Sekiro, Elden. Probably are my top three.
I think the world design of 1 is probably the best, but the combat and movement in 3 is my favorite.
I see.
I like combo and the
What about
combat in
Dark Souls
Sekiro.
2? This is where I'm gonna judge you the best. I
I just beat Dark Souls
It's
2. I
fine.
like it.
It's good.
It's
I
non-linear.
My thing about Dark Souls 2 personally is that everybody hates on it real hard. It's not that. It does not deserve that.
Why do they
It is
hate on
the
it?
weakest of the Souls games.
Good hunting starts with good eating.
I
Power
think they
Stance
hate on.
makes me so happy.
And that's not to say
It's
it's a bad game.
very,
It's, a really good game. It's just the weakest of the
Okay,
Souls
Dinky.
games.
It's a little
I have-
confusing.
I have Slicked Blade.
What is happening?
Well, it increases my affinity. This is just like the because
Oh,
I have a
your
Mizutsune.
weapons.
This is just because I have a Mizutsune weapon. It gives me like increased bubble blight resistance. Critical element, which lets me land critical hits, increases my elemental damage. I have Agitator, increases attack power and affinity when large monsters become enraged. Defense
Agitator's
boost,
really good in most of the
Heartbreaker,
games.
Constitution, reduces stamina depletion when evading or performing certain other actions. Flare, easier to inflict wounds. Evade window,
Flare
and bold
be,
vulnerability period when invading.
Mandatory.
It extends it.
It's now just okay now.
Tremor resistance. And apparently I have a war cry. If I use the war cry stance, I get a attack increase.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Hmm.
Using the 2 victory
Oh.
gesture
that's
moderately
fucking
increases your attack
insane.
temporarily to nearby allies.
Yeah. I saw that. That's.
Interesting.
I saw that skill before.
Yeah, I have a lot
It's
of
not
shit on this
bad.
armor.
It's not easy to use.
What is it? How do I even like quickly use that?
You can put it on your bar.
How do I open up my? Oh, I'm sorry.
don't know.
Johara, if you need to raid and run, please do so. Get some rest. Thank you for the raid.
That after stream self-care, literally.
After stream self-care. I want to fight
Accept the
Alatrine
optional quest.
again. Accept off that. Accepting.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
That I would never boss you around like that, bro. What?
You might. Are you shooting me with water? Where'd you get the water gun?
I don't know. I got an emote.
That is
Okay,
so
guys, I'm
cute.
posting the quest. Did everybody fail that last quest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pinky the Bossy Pants. Omashi, did you
No.
Liza P DLC? I did not.
Lies of PLC.
PLC.
That's what it's called.
Hey,
Hunt the
It's real good. Hi,
Lalabarina.
KT. How was the rest of your stream? How was Moss? You were playing a new game where you're a little mousy mouse.
Whoa.
It's really cute.
KT Goggins, like,
Check out
who's
KT
gonna carry the
Goggins.
boats? Goggins?
any quests you want
Probably,
to go on?
probably not. Question. It says optional lure a monster to Gemma. How does
Oh.
one lure?
You just have to like get its aggro and then to walk away from it.
Are
And
we
it might
fighting
follow
a
you.
Wallabarina?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Finish
Arachnophobia
the-
warning. Heads
Arachnophobia
up.
warning. I finished the first book. Felt like a good stopping point. That is. Yeah. I haven't met the other playable character yet, so I suppose that's coming tomorrow. Ah,
Hey,
is that game multiplayer?
wait, I don't know where
Co-op?
Gemma is though. How am I supposed to lure it to Gemma if I don't see
My god, that
Gemma?
laugh scared me. I was like, where is that coming from? But it's your butt.
Oh, there's Gemma. Oh, it's right over here.
Oh, I see, I see.
Lure it over. Leave it over here, Pookie Bear.
Okay, shut her up.
What an old tip. I know, that was fucking old. That's so funny.
Okay, well.
Put that thing to good
Nice.
use,
Okay,
Muncher.
Oh, we
Machino,
gotta
I'm
do
gonna
the
go. I'll be
snare.
around later. Okay, later, alligator. Put
Is
your
it a
Do you have to
capture
give
net?
Gemma a signal or something?
Oh, it's over here.
Oh.
Oh, I just have to make it
It's super big crap.
for
Okay.
this. Yeah. You absolute idiot!
You
Wow,
buffoon.
get wrecked.
Whoa.
What do we do
I wouldn't
now?
call it a buffoon.
Nothing. That it's just like a. Oh,
We have to
it's
hit
a
him.
bonus. It's just a bonus crap.
Guys, I unlocked high ranked armor after I do this quest.
Proud of you, Dinko.
I'm Masterman McGee. Are you actually proud of me?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely? Like, literally?
Literally. Anga. Literally
Whoa.
Anga.
Anja. Spider. Wait, Spider. Oh, what the fuck? I thought I was just tripping. I didn't realize those were actually on my screen.
Little floaty things.
Yeah,
They paralyze you, so watch out.
Oh, like you mean like that?
Yeah, like that, silly goose.
Oh, kind of like you mean kind of like that a little.
You can hit them with a weapon, or just like dodge them.
Super the
Has weak spot on its leg.
bronze.
It's got 2 weak spots and 2 different legs.
That was the move that made Ron fly. Insect recall. Oh, that's how you do it. I think. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, I got it now. You know about all that nonsense, Mashy?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Oh, nothing. You're
The spider's
inside,
almost
bro.
dead already.
Bye, Moose Man.
Bye, Moose Man. Hope you find your dad.
Where did his dad go?
It's a
Mr. Narwhal.
reference. I don't know.
It's an elf reference.
Look at me go. Look at me
Better not mess with my team.
It's Elf? Oh.
Yeah,
Did you say
It is
Finding
Elf.
Nemo?
Is it elf? Oh, my bad.
he says bye, buddy. Hope
You find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal. You know?
Mod's ridiculous, man.
In my defense, I have not seen elf.
You've not seen Elf? What
What?
the
I
fuck?
have not seen elf.
We're watching that.
That's
when
kinda
Christmas-
crazy.
Christmas time.
Okay.
Real. And the quest immediately.
Feels impossible. Not to see Elf or not. Finding
Finding
Nemo is
Nemo is
actually
actually
the
the
reverse. Yeah, he's trying to find his son. But it also pans
Real.
to Nemo, and Nemo is trying to find his dad. So.
They never played Elf in like school.
That's
or
what I
anything.
assumed. I haven't seen Finding Nemo since it came out.
I watched so much Finding Nemo because my niece loved it. She memorized every line.
Wait, did I hit a
Nemo can't
new?
go anywhere. He's in a tank. I know
Why
he's
doesn't
in
he
a
just
tank, but he
drive
still
the
wants to
tank?
get back to his dad.
Yeah, Nemo
Drive-
means no, but yeah, Sonny, the theory on Marlin is fucking crazy.
The little sad conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I'm gonna go see if there's a sweet treat I could eat.
You're gonna go
On a
cry
reasonable
about
note.
Marlin, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Ohana is the name of my free company in Final Fantasy XIV, the critically acclaimed MMORPG.
Ohana means
This is
Bowling is
You're
hard.
Mashi, you're not me.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello back.
Hi, Mashi. Welcome back.
Thanks.
If that's your real name.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I'm not a fucking weather boy. I don't even know the weather.
What are we doing?
I'm making armor. I'm making armor.
Okay.
Stop being mean. Jeez. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I slipped out.
You won't want to miss out on this.
Oh, is that enough? That was enough. That was enough. I got an A. I am good at bowling.
No, I didn't.
Don't overdo it.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There's a lot of cat sounds in Monster Hunter.
Oh my
Somewhere.
gosh, I'm
He's probably under the
fucking
bed.
beautiful. Do I have permission to butter you up and give you a compliment?
No way he's in there.
Do I have permission to
No
deflect
way
the
he's in
compliment onto
there.
someone else?
Oh! What is he doing to my dresser? Oh,
Maybe I'm not good at bowling at all.
yeah. Hold on.
Can't leave little. Shut your closet door. Shut your stove. Just kind of be careful.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, go ahead. I'll just probably deflect it on JJ.
He's okay. We're not getting after this guy.
Oh shit. I'm going for ugliest hunter alive.
The wait is over. Come get your provisions.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Gigi has never gone into my dresser to sleep. That's so funny.
Kibby cat?
Kitty cat.
Ow.
I take everything back. I'm really bad at bowling.
Do I really need stats?
Yeah.
Oh, weakness exploit. Let's go.
I was fine,
okay.
but I'm getting hot.
Mashy and Sharch.
What's
Please
up?
don't watch the stream. I can't let y'all get spoiled before the grand reveal.
What?
You
Oh,
almost made me watch
the
the stream.
the armor. I don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
in the
yeah.
hunt.
Nah, it's gonna be beautiful.
I believe you.
Like y'all might lose your mind, genuinely.
Yeah, I think so.
Tough choice, tough choice. Oh, we have just enough. That's fucking late. Dude, thank you. Oh, bro, I can't read it.
All right. Let me know if you change your mind.
All right, we saved it. We saved it.
Thank you, Mooney. I appreciate you. I think you're an awesome friend and have amazing vibes, and you're cool to be around. And I don't know if you have an amazing stash, but I bet you could grow one.
I'd bet Mooney has an amazing stash.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Yeah. Just based
Oh,
on
you
vibe.
bloody think so, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Based on vibes alone.
I'm trying to grow one.
Trying to go on? Hell yeah. Give me the stash gang. Dude, I had a fat ear this morning. And I was like, Mrs. Dinky, should I shave it off or just trim it? And she was like, just trim it a little. I was like, okay. And then I fucked it up, so I had to like trim it way low. So now we're just kind of
Now
It
you're
was
just
kinda
big
huge.
chilling.
Yeah, Bing chilling. This is beautiful.
Where does it say how much time I'll have left? Oh, it says right there, 13 minutes.
Oh, just
I've
say
got
hurry the
13
fuck up
minutes
without
on my-
saying hurry the fuck up.
No, I
Oh, it's
wasn't.
on the no. It doesn't count in the
I wanted to make
lobby
another
here.
meal. I wanted to cook another meal, but I can't because I still have a thing on me.
What do you mean, Mooney? You don't like the outfit? It's ranked. It's rarity 6 armor.
Does it have good stats?
Yes.
Honestly,
Uh-huh.
just getting better armor in general is more important at this point than getting
Yeah,
ones
true.
with good
Happy
stats.
to help
So
anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, you look
they
fabulous,
have
don't get me
awesome
wrong.
stats.
Alma, arm wrestle me, Alma.
Recovery up. We
I
got
think I break her hand.
resentment. We got
okay, I need to give up on bowling.
we got weakness exploit. That's a good one, right?
Yep.
Weakness exploit is good. Yeah, that's one of the better skills.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, why you copying me, bro?
Just,
You're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, that's so
You were
dumb, and I
so
love it.
Oh, I keep adding more players.
Oh my god, it looks so stupid. Evade window, you said was good.
Evade window.
Evade window and peak performance increases attack when your health is low. Oh yeah. Evade window is yummy.
My hammer is yours anytime.
Oh my god. You look fabulous, don't get me wrong. Thank you, Mooney. Thank you. Mooney, you look fabulous, don't get me wrong.
I'm getting worse the longer I'm playing. I keep adding more players. What are you playing? What is that emo? I love it.
I just had it in my inventory, so you probably have it.
Oh, Wingspan. How do I emote?
It's under communication.
Mushroom answer, that's lit.
It's actually pretty good. There's
What's
a
the
there's a
mushrooms?
support style build
Wait,
where
that's
you
sick.
take Mushroommancer and you get Mushroommancer to a high level and you get a wide range, the friendship skill. So everybody gets the mushroom skills that you're using. They get a reduced amount, but if like Mushroommancer makes like some things give you like max potions, it's crazy. And there's skills that allow you to eat food faster, and free meal, which allows you to not necessarily consume something when you eat it.
Okay, so I'm dripped the fuck out. Now I need to look at my weapon real quick.
I don't know how to change
I don't.
what emotes these are.
So you this cannot be forged or upgraded yet. That's an interesting wording.
Watching some powers. Have fun, Sonny.
Have fun powering and washing.
I'm power washing Machi right now.
What? I didn't get an invite. What the fuck?
I
You wanna
think
go
you have
watch
to get
me?
into the lobby here to do that. You don't have to
Man,
lobby.
it's always something with you.
How did you switch to it? I don't understand. It's not.
Okay, so I just went. I opened the menu, went to the little
Communication.
chat box tab, communication, and then I just scrolled over, and it's number 42 for me.
Scrolled over.
We're
Yeah.
gonna rock with that.
Like there's like the 4 listed ones, and there's like a scroll bar at the bottom. It's like one of the last ones.
I could craft one rarity 5 weapon, and I'm doing it.
Go for it.
And I'll be all 5'd out, and 2 6s. Guys, I'm so strong. Thank you
so
for
strong.
assisting me in my Monter Hunting.
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys are so neat to cash money.
We're strong, big macho.
Whoa. Watch
Big
it,
mass.
buddy. Hey, watch it.
Hit left button once.
Me?
Mashi. In that communication tab.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dumb.
Yeah, that in that set. Okay.
Wait
It
a
should
sec.
be in there somewhere. I think you just have to find it in there.
I don't have anything. Like, it's not. These are the only emotes I have? That doesn't
Go
make
back
sense.
again? Well, the poses are in the camera mode. You keep switching to the camera mode.
Oh, this is camera mode. Okay.
So it's in that.
Funky, hello.
It's in
Thanks
that
for the
second to last
hydrate.
tab. The
Second to
gesture
last.
one.
Ice
Yeah,
cream
you see
balls.
You see the things at the top? Yeah, second to last one of those.
How you been?
There
I've
you
been
are.
good. I've been forcing Mashi and Shark to carry me. It's been awesome. Against their will.
Squeebles! Welcome home from work. I'm having a
So I
very
just-
one-sided water gun fight.
Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out.
There's talismans I can make.
You got the water gun out for a little while.
Did I?
Yeah. You just click it and then it should take it out.
How have you been, Punky?
Not home yet. Drive safe.
Wind pressure. Mushroom charm.
This is what Monster Hunter's made for.
Should I make the mushroom charm? Mushroom answer skill?
If you want, sure.
If you're gonna be foraging for a lot of mushrooms, I mean, I'd say you should make like a separate armor
Not
set for,
geologist.
Oh, you're
actually.
right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I would say.
I'm gonna do geologist.
Travel safe.
Yeah.
Manage kinsex.
I just assumed it was back, but I knew your card wasn't.
Let's go shoot. Let's go shoot Dinky. Shoot Dinky.
What the hell?
Where's Dinky?
Oh, Dinky's not
Chilling
here.
and working.
Yeah, Dinky's not on this map. We have to go to Dinky's map.
Punky, I miss you, dog. We gotta play something soon. Upgrade weapons. So, like, the upgrade list, right? I didn't notice the upgrade list before. I thought you just had to go up, like, the weapon tree, like, the tier list.
Oh, good. They found
Oh,
the
I guess.
problem.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Is the bad news that it's expensive problem? I feel like that's every problem with a car, though.
Okay, I'm chilling. I have a rarity 5. Wait, I already had a rarity 5. Quack.
Woo! Hey!
Oh no, that's a rarity
Eh?
5.
That's
Can
the
I take-
caliper, brake caliper. Oh,
Should I take the gun off? Like, can you just take that off of there, or no?
does that mean you wore through your entire brake pad, or is it just broken some other way?
Oh, you can change the colors of your stuff?
Thought it was Machi yelling. No, the funny thing is, it was Machi yelling "woo." It just was Machi's character yelling "woo." Really hoping to be only the rotor and the brake pads. Yeah,
They're on fire. We gotta put them out.
that's true. Have you
Hi,
seen
Joker.
if you hit either of the cats, they start going crazy and shooting water everywhere.
Thank you for the hydrate and the head pat. That didn't work because I'm
Oh, what the fuck?
a PNG.
Whoa, you're a PNG?
Yeah.
IRL?
Oh yeah.
I too have PNG and IRL.
Whoa. Are you lying?
No.
Are you ready to show us your armor?
Well, I just found out that you could change the colors of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
That's a high rank thing. You couldn't do that before.
Give me like 10 seconds, and then we can get
Alright,
freaky
sure,
with
sure,
it.
sure.
Please don't hit me.
I don't.
Don't. Please. God.
Tinky wants to be hated so bad.
What the hell?
I'm just kidding.
You know what? You know what? You're right.
Mm.
I'm gonna make the skin color just for you.
What, yellow?
That's crazy. There's just one of the breaks.
That's racist as hell.
I'm
believe you
yellow!
just
I'm a
said
golden
that.
retriever!
I can't believe you would just say that.
That's crazy.
Let me look at my character. I can
I'm
do
sorry,
that.
Meg, my head pad's
Just
not
because I'm
working.
Asian.
You're not Asian.
Okay, buddy.
Are you?
You're gonna tell me what I am or what I'm not?
You just look very white.
Oh, wow. What the hell, man? I did not sign up for this shark.
Oh my god, is he not
What
white?
the, what the hell, bro? Oh, God. This is
Sorry,
crazy.
I'll stop talking.
Hi, 440400404. Did you guys get shoutouts? I don't think Winnie saw you hop in here.
Very purple.
Hello. I hope you guys
Here, I
are
can-
doing good.
Show off my other outfits.
Hi,
This is bringing back
4040404.
memories of high school. What?
How is this bringing back
Nah,
memories of
People
high
People
school?
thinking that
Racist.
you're white? No.
You just go around people why they're white, Karen. Right? That's what I'm saying. You let me be whatever I want, dude. It's
Okay, you
2026.
can be whatever.
Let me be Zorro.
Jindahad. I want this
Oh.
insect glade.
You're Mexican. Why are you what? That's like my wife. Well, she's not Mexican, but Espanol. Man, you guys are gonna love this drip.
I'm very excited to see this.
I don't know if you're as excited as I am to see you see this.
We'll find out.
This insect glade was so cool. I want it.
How many
I have a
One
bunch
more.
of
Let me
Jinda
play
hot
some-
codes.
That is wild, bro.
One more claw?
Okay.
Oh, that's not
A
that bad.
teacher? That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah, that is not something a teacher should say.
Are you right? Probably throw down. Oh wait, I can put Jewel on my schniz.
Yeah, if there's slots, you get some free
I got-
skills.
Oh hell yeah, shawty. All right.
Toss whatever sounds fun or will keep you alive.
Affinity for
They-
what?
Affinity is crit.
Ah, that sounds
So when you
nice.
attack, you have a chance to do more damage.
Critical jewel, nice.
Crit in this game is like 10% more damage, so it's not like crazy, but you know,
Mm.
chance at more damage is good.
Crit jewel. Increases that normal.
Generally, you put all your offensive ones on your weapon, and the armor is defensive, and like other stuff. But that's because of this game specifically.
Should I do the mind's eye?
Mind's Eye is good.
Can I proceed?
So is level 2... Sorry I'm asking so many questions. Is level 2 like you have 2 sets of it on an item? Or like on your armor? Or is it like you have to upgrade the jewel itself?
Okay, so you can't
Is
upgrade
it like
the
a
jewels.
set bonus? Okay, so it's a set bonus.
Oh.
So if you're looking at your equipment info and all of the skills,
Yeah.
all of your skills across all your equipment pieces add up to one total set of skills,
Yeah.
and each skill level does something slightly different. Generally speaking, the first level and the last level are the ones that do the most, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best to do one or max. There's some in betweens too.
You're insane, by the way.
What part?
Just you know. You're just crazy.
You can't say that to a Mexican student and your teacher turns bright red. Well, at least they realized.
Did you read before that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fucking crazy, son.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Holy hell. Where's your green card?
That's on the list of reasons why you can't, like, not that there's a reason why you ever could just make a casual racially charged comment, but like high on the list of reasons to not. In addition
You've
to
obviously
any other
never
reason.
Modern Warfare too.
No. Thankfully not.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. God.
I stopped playing League of Legends. I don't have to deal with gamer language anymore.
Real. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Yeah, doubling down is insane on that.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So teacher, if you like your job, I suggest you shut the fuck up. Okay. Last one. I can do that. Okay. Cool.
I wanna edit my wheel. My communication wheel.
Alright. Who's ready to get fucking their sets knocked off?
I'm so ready.
Let's do this. Karst! Is that a hydrate?
Kirsty!
There's a hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate.
I have 22 new messages. What the fuck? Who's messaging me that much?
He has emote spam. Don't worry about it.
Swag dude, thank you for the follow.
Need to
Hi,
get more water.
Curse,
I think he
curse,
is
curse.
popular, as he should be.
Wait, what?
What's your Twitch? You're on my Twitch. This is my Twitch. Hi.
What's your...
What's your
your
Twitch?
Twitch?
Excuse me, what's your Twitch?
Curse.
I'm on an LG fridge right now.
Wait, cursed, is
Twitch.tv
it?
Mashimaro VT.
Cursed?
Check
Wait,
her
hold on,
out.
Cursed. I
She's
wrote it
pretty
down.
cool.
Cursed, don't say shit. I wrote it down. Oh, tomorrow, Curse. Tomorrow we get to play games after 10 years. Oh, that's so hype.
Are you guys, is chat getting dizzy? You getting dizzy?
Oh, I was just running around in circles.
I was also.
Are we
Um,
ready?
circles.
Yeah,
you
let's go,
join, get to our instance or go. You can't go to the. Can you go to the Grand Hub?
I don't think so.
What?
Who do I talk to go there?
Let me look this up. Let me look this up.
I could do Saturday. Hey, Kurt,
Typing in your username.
what the fuck?
What's your Twitch? Yeah, I don't
like
think
the fit more
I don't
now.
think the
Thank you.
joke landed.
Oh,
that well.
actually, you should be able to unlock the hub now. You have to go to the peaks of Accord and speak to Tetsuzan, who has a blue icon.
Fuck. Oh wait, I was literally here already. Tetsu.
Look for a blue dot on the map.
Oh, a little exclamation point.
Yeah.
Onward! Oh, what the fuck is that? That's a
what?
big ass baby.
That's a Iberian. He's probably older than everybody else around him.
He's got a big pimple on his forehead.
Probably older.
Mm-hmm.
I have to send you something, Dinky. Oh my god.
Iberians tend to only get big if they're old.
I like his ears.
Yeah,
Guy's
they're good
voice.
ears.
Apologies. Where's the place of prayer?
Alright. I can visit the Grand Hub.
You know, the thing that I
I did
really
it.
sad about is that I used to play Black Desert Online occasionally,
Uh-huh.
and there was a really funny line read from a dude that I had to pass by frequently for quests. It was just like in a bank in a town, but you had to like go through the bank to get to like half the map. And it was just this one old guy that ran the bank that's just like, "This is the bank of hope." And it's just, it lives, I don't know why. But they redid the line read, and now I'm sad.
Aww.
It's just
I
like,
did
this
it.
is the bank of hope. And it's like, that's not
Guys,
the same.
You unlocked the Grand
everybody
Hub.
everybody jump up down and say yippee!
Yippee! Yippee!
Wait.
Yippee! Waiting for you to load in.
Yeah. I didn't hear you jump up and down, Shark.
I was jumping up and down. There he is.
Can you see me?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that is amazing.
Thank you.
You know, you remind me of somebody.
I literally uploaded a selfie like you do in 2K.
Yeah.
Makes your character for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably who I remind you of.
Vicky, have you seen One Piece?
Yeah. Caught up.
How far are you caught up? How far
I'm caught
are
up.
you? Caught up?
Caught up.
Your
caught up.
outfit reminds me a bit of Senior Pink.
Senior Pink.
From
Like
Dressrosa.
Macho Baby.
Yeah.
Bro,
Do you see it?
I wish I looked as cool as Senior Pink. Yeah, a little. With the hat.
God.
Yeah, with the hat.
Oh my god.
The hat, the
Drip
outfit.
or drown?
I love this combination of things you have.
Hot or not?
Hot.
Thank you. Thank you. If you'll look closely, I changed the undershirt to skin color.
Ah, very good, very good. It does blend in. I see that.
It's a little worse than I expected it to be. It matched when I was in the tent, but now not so much.
Yeah, that's
Because
fair.
the
That
sunlight's on
happens.
it.
Yeah,
Sunny,
like it
Sunny,
looks better
are you,
over here.
Are you a One Piece fan? Or are you just saying? Are you just One Piece mentioned? Thing?
One Piece is real.
Okay.
Are you caught up, Shark? You're probably a manga,
no,
aren't
not
you?
quite. I not the current season. I'm like maybe 6 episodes behind.
I just caught up this weekend.
I need to, but I've been too busy. I've been doing too many things. I
was
watched.
telling my wife, I was
Days
like-
with My Friends.
I was like, they're about to get to the climax of this show. My wife's like, the fuck you mean? They're like 1,600 episodes in. I was like, yeah,
Well, like-
but like they're about to get there. They're so
Like, what do you-
close.
What do you want to say? Like, there's 16 episodes. Did you want them to have already gotten to the climax and they're just fucking
Yeah,
spinning their wheels
exactly.
for 1,000 episodes? Like, what do you want? What do you mean?
The only thing I know
Alright.
is they're pirates. Yeah,
It's true.
they are.
They are. Actually, some of them are Navy soldiers.
It's true.
So,
Marines.
and some people are unaffiliated.
Yeah.
And there's devil fruit. And Luffy can't swim.
Mhm.
Because of the
Sonny,
devil
I'm so
fruit.
sorry.
And
That
Let's
slipped out of
see.
me.
the live action's
I'll never
pretty
be an
good. I like the
actually guy
actor
again.
for Luffy.
Is that the
I think they did an okay job with it.
Oh my god, wait, that's
See you
perfect.
again, Hunter.
You have an actually emote. That's fucking great. Can I be honest?
That looks
Yeah.
like a JJ emote.
That's like the only thing that irked me like in life is when I get actually too hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't get
that.
angry at things.
Oh, there's
But
a
like
quest that's only available
God,
right
do I
now.
get
You don't
irked if someone
seem
actuallys
like you get
me?
angry at things.
Nah, nothing's not what's
The
worth
mission
getting
my
angry
emote
over, dude.
artist, JJ.
JJ the go, the cat. There's some
Of course.
There's some people
Come
who
back
are like,
anytime.
actually is their whole personality. And I'm
I'm hunting a Rathalos. Let's do this.
Oh,
getting
quick
revenge.
start. Wait,
Hold
it's
on,
a
Yeah,
hold
now that we're in
on.
a lake party, we got the little pop up.
Hold on.
quest invitation. Accept.
I gotta shoot Dinky. Oh, you
Oh.
left.
Oh, I didn't know it would send me. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll get you.
I'll be real, these mini starbursts kind of suck.
Oh, do they?
I'd rather have a big starburst.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of hard.
Starbursts aren't that big. I can't imagine that smaller ones would be better.
They're very easily stick to your teeth.
Now commencing quest by order of the guild.
I wouldn't
Not
be
that
opposed
good.
to a Starburst like hard candy though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, pink starburst flavor goes crazy.
They literally set me on fire, like, immediately.
Literally.
Wow, what an asshole.
Time to break out the new Geo.
Yeah, we see it.
Instantly die. No, I'm playing. I survived the hit now. I survived that one last time. Bro. Dinky, run! Dinky, run!
I'm trying to find my rations so I have full stamina.
Me either. I'm trying to find my freaking max health. But I don't have it.
Oh, I do hella damage now, Shoddy. Hell yeah.
I mean, like a Jolly Rancher. Yeah, but like Starburst flavored Jolly Rancher.
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't specifically care if it's like Jolly Rancher brand or shape.
Dude, you
Like,
know it
you
used to be fire.
I don't care.
Actually, I mean, they're still probably fire. I haven't had them in a while, but every Saturday, like after football game, they have this little convenient, like whatever you call it, convenient little stand where they have like burgers and like candy and Gatorade and stuff. And dude, they made like the most fire little burgers, and then I would get the like Airhead rainbow straws, rainbow strips or whatever.
Yeah,
Those are
sour
so
ones.
good. Yeah, they're so
Those
good.
are good.
Stick the whole fuck in your mouth, go crazy. I hate that knocks me down.
You can get a skill called earplugs to ignore it.
I'm getting that.
It's generally not ideal, but it's not a bad skill ever.
You're not a bad skill, maybe.
Oh, thank you.
Psych!
Oh,
That's me,
That's
Nikki.
Ew, that's the wrong skill.
I'll never have to team again. Think you got me too good with that one.
I do, dude. Come back here, insect. Does he have a weak spot? Oh, he does! Right on his face.
Face and wings should be the weak spots on Raptor.
Oh! I don't know if it's a weak spot or if it's on fire actually. I think Matchy got it was.
I got the face.
No, it does have like its weak points are face and wings.
I'm gonna
So
tell
if
you
you
said
cut if you cut the tail, that is helpful for severing it, then it doesn't have as much lethality. It will also not fly as often if you break the wings.
Very good wing. Oh, I'm cooked. Nope, I'm not dead. The new armor's going clutch mode. Somebody just kill me.
Amazing news, you bribed your coworker with caffeine and not have to walk home. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
How's your 0? Oh, come on. It's too funny seeing you up in the skies.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
What the hell? Oh, he fell down.
Knock him over.
Stab him in the eye hole. Bang! 290. That's some good damage. For me.
Melted in the hot for 30 minutes. Oh my god. I'm very glad you don't have to do that.
Dude, it is hot. It's too hot outside. Ouchie!
You didn't die! You didn't die!
Looking manipulative and bribable is crazy.
Thanks for the help.
Thanks, that helped.
Hey guys, stop making fun of me. Not from around here.
I love it. I'm just stimming. Oh, I'm dead. Never mind, I'm not dead.
Yeah, me either.
You gotta heal yourself, Dinky.
I did. I actually had a good bit of health. That did a lot of damage.
Thanks, Shark. You saved my life.
Now you're supposed to say it like,
Thanks for the help.
yeah, perfect. Wait, did you do the voice acting for this game?
Me or Machi? I think Machi had it down.
Not Machi for sure.
Yeah.
Sharky. I needed the voice acting.
I just practiced the Dark Souls rock voice
The
because I
moan.
have for it.
Oh. Why did I think you were gonna say the moan?
What's the Dark Souls
Death
moan?
noise. Yeah.
What? Talking about the trees that just like moan in Dark Souls 2? Like what are you?
No,
what
the
moan?
Dark Souls 1 death sound. It's literally just.
I do not know that one.
Oh,
What
bro,
are you
you gotta get
talking about?
educated.
Too hot and the air quality comes
literally-
from the fires. Oh my god, I'm living that life right now.
Real
on, don't.
person, real.
I haven't hit it yet.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I was reading chat.
That's fine.
I was gonna hit it too. I screwed up.
I mean, yeah, no, I just did it so that you get mad at me and not Sharkish.
Oh, based.
I like to blow him up when he falls asleep. I like to plant barrel bombs. Blow him up.
Yeah, the first hit when they're asleep does double damage, so it's kind of like you can like
That's so
optimize that
real.
one hit.
I suppose we don't need it until we gauge. Because he'll be
I mean, we probably should still be doing it with Gauge, but it's not that matter. It's not that big of a deal. It's the thing is, it's like if you're doing things optimally, you actually lose more time and damage by like setting up everything versus just doing it. Unless the monster has like really good armor, so you can do like this similar amount of damage just by keeping going, and then generally ups the amount of hunts you can do in an amount of time. So on the other hand, it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I don't know why some people think that you need to have fun in games though when you can optimize.
What is fun if you really think about it?
Yeehaw! I usually have to pay to see this. I didn't see it.
Have you not read?
I have not
literally
read
been
that.
saying that the entire time. Every time the monster gets mounted, my character says you usually have to pay to see this.
Wait, that's crazy. What the fuck? I haven't
I even
seen
pointed
that.
it out the last time you were playing.
I thought you were just being a little feisty.
No. I haven't set to say that every single time.
You can only have fun if you're fully min-maxed.
It's true. If you're mini-maxing everything, you're also min-maxing the fun.
Let's see.
That's how it works.
I'm gonna be honest. I spent all day yesterday min-maxing in Destiny 2.
I think there is something fun about min-maxing sometimes. So like, I'm making fun of it, but like, I do it. I have fun doing it.
I made 4 PvE builds and 2 PvP builds. And cleaned up a lot of armor. My wife was like, she came out, saw me playing it this morning. She's like, did you play at all yesterday? I was like, no, but like kind of, but like no. She's like, did you shoot any guns? She's like, no.
New gesture. Fender
Literally
Raffles
just
Telecaster.
inventory.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Telecaster,
Oh,
you got a
these are-
guitar?
Yeah, we got a guitar.
Wait,
That's
actually?
a one-time reward. Yeah, actually.
It's actually, oh, it's a Fender Telecaster. Wait, that's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Okay, so Dinky,
I almost wore my Fender shirt today, but I've worn it for too many streams in a row.
Monster Hunter collabs with fucking everybody, and they have some awesome collabs.
I have a Fender right there behind me. Shout out Fender.
Come look at me rock out.
Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Where?
Which one are you doing? Let me do a different one.
I'm doing the 2,
There.
I think.
You guys freaking hate me. I don't freaking see you on a freaking map.
Oh, we're like right by the quest counter. I don't hear your music, Mashi, but oh, I'm being pushed away. I'm being kidnapped. Mashi, help! Mashi, help! Mashi,
What?
Mashi, help! I'm being
I don't-
kidnapped.
I still see you.
They stopped kidnapping me, but they pushed me like 10 feet away from me.
I think you're lying to me. Oh wait, is that you? No. What's the fun stuff to be done in the Grand Hub?
You
There's bowling.
Bowl, you can arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh, I found you guys.
Yeah, that's where it said we were. By the quest hub.
Brother, I just fucking got here, man. How am I supposed to know where the quest hub is?
It's on the map.
I unlocked the Grand Hub and y'all were like, alright, let's go crash it out.
Yeah.
Bro, Dexter looks crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god, Telecaster 3 is insane.
Why are you getting real close to me?
Oh my god, Telecaster 3, what the fuck?
You're messing with my musk maxing.
You're what maxing?
My musk maxing.
Musk maxing. You do like you.
Oh.
You do look like you have a certain musk, do you?
It's pronounced aura. How many genders are there? I don't remember. I just got here.
You can switch between 1, 2, and 3.
You can?
Yeah.
How?
There's, top right, there's some buttons you can press. Perform 1, perform 2, quit.
I don't see what you're saying.
I mean, it's E, R, and R for me. Switch. I don't know what it would be for controller.
I'm just gonna stand here menacingly.
You're not gonna play your thing?
I'm trying it.
It's under communication.
Yeah. Then how do
Then
you...
it's the second to last tab on the top. Then you just scroll across and then click on the one you want.
I don't see how to do different tabs. I just have the wheel and under communication.
Not that tab of communication.
Oh. Hey! Hey! What the hell, man? I'm trying to figure my shit out getting blasted. Yeah, nice try. What's that, buddy?
You're a
What
plant.
fuck?
You're like, you got me in the face.
Did you just say I'm a plant?
You're like a plant, kind of.
Oh my gosh. I'm a human being.
Don't slime click water.
Depends who's asked. Oh, I figured it out, guys. I figured it out.
Hell yeah. So in there should be the fender ones, and now that you've been here, you should have the water gun for just showing up.
I can't hear it, but that's a lit Telecaster.
How do you not hear it? I hear yours.
Well, I have my game audio off. Well, my
Oh,
game,
okay.
What's the
You're playing Proof of a Hero.
What's the water gun? There we baby.
It's yeah, it should be on that list. It's just water gun.
Oh my god, Mashy's fucked now. Sorry, bud. Hey, don't hit me. What the hell? I would never do that.
You're evading too fast.
Yeah, it's because I'm aerodynamic with this outfit. You don't have enough stomach showing like me.
Stomach what?
You don't have enough stomach showing. Like I do.
I mean, I have my whole stomach out.
Yeah, but look at mine.
I mean... I think I have more tummy than you do.
Whatever. Whatever. But what about your back? Ah, fuck. That's even worse. You know what? You don't have enough thighs out. How about that? Now what? Even Sharky's got some thighs. Look at that little
Oh, I do
slit
have
on
like
the
a
right.
tiny hint of it.
This is such a random fucking... Alright guys, let's go to the Grand Hub and play Wild Goose. Alright, who wants to get shit on in bowling?
We can't easily go against each other, but we can. It's over this way.
Actually, almost jumped off the fucking cliff.
No, you did.
No.
So normally it's with you take a barrel bomb and you bowl with it, but you talk to this guy and you can try bowling into these things. They set up every week. They set up a different course every day. Every day they set up a different course for you to bowl in. They'll put different obstacles in the way and like different configurations of these little pots. It's actually really fucking cool, unfortunately.
Is it unfortunate?
Because it's limited.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm playing bowling.
Oh, I'm him, bro. That's going all the way. You just set a bomb off on my ball, you monster.
I got 514, baby. What'd you get?
Nice.
I think you just took credit for all of those.
Did I?
Yeah, I don't think I got any points from that one.
Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. One ball each.
Oh, wait.
Wait, mine's dead already? What the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't even get between the rocks. You didn't even get any points.
I wasn't even there.
Oh wait, my ball actually did.
Aww.
Unless Mashy got all those points again.
I didn't even see you in my instance.
That's crazy, bro.
Thank you. Are
It used
you
to be- Oh?
Are you paying for a
Oh?
round?
Oh? Oh no, I don't think so, but I got like 500 points there. I have to talk to this guy and use a ticket, I guess.
Yeah, if you use a ticket,
Let's
it'll
roll.
count up your points. And you get. It actually gives you a bunch of really rare rewards.
Fuck
Like you can get some hard to get potions and like free meals and whatnot.
Take this.
Hi, knees. Thanks for checking in. Alright, watch and learn. Oh, fuck, man.
Oh, look, we helped each other.
I got 8 points. I don't know how much you helped me.
Your ball was still going. Wasn't it?
Nah, I got 8 points, dog. Alright, watch. This time for real, this time.
For real. Go, go, go. I can't see
Fuck,
the ball.
man. Oh, I got 10. All right, third time's the charm. Oh, that was it. I only get 2 throws. What the hell?
I don't
Squeeble's
understand.
so
The
I
sneaky.
middle
gotta-
is cursed. The middle is not a good way to go.
You have to like aim properly, and if you get it to go down the middle properly, it's really good. But it has a high chance
So
of just
I got the
falling.
best score of the day.
I got over 500.
I might as well not even play today anymore. I won.
All right, watch and learn. I'm gonna show you how it's done.
I'm watching your stream.
I am shiny hunting. Setting up right
Go
now.
fast, ball.
It's so lightweight.
Go fast.
Oh, that's nice. I would love a light where we're like, oh, I got the shiny.
338 with increased rewards. How's the monster hunts? Good. I just unlocked the grand hub. My guy's looking dapper, as you can see. How are you doing today, Knees? I hope you're having a Thursday. Ooh. Oh, that was
How's it going,
horrible.
Knees?
Damn it, man. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep
That might
on
get
it.
somewhere. That might get somewhere.
Don't sleep on it.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, I got a B.
All right.
That's
Think you
fucked
check
up,
it out.
man. What am I checking out?
You see me?
Oh man, tomato head. Who
And
let you out of
the
your
moon.
cage?
Of course. Come back
What
anytime.
the hell? You need to be eaten. Why is Dexter balling out too? You're leaving
cat-
Dexter behind.
He's just moving really slow at the moment.
Been little 6, so just been chilling. Knees, I love the little like 64 is it a PlayStation 1? Whatever concept sitting there with like whatever you're playing, like broadcasting on there looks so cool every time I tune in. It's a PlayStation 1, right? Unless I'm an 80. Alright, this
Not an
time
idiot.
for real this time. Man!
All right. Do we want to hunt something else?
Let me do this last round. I'm cooking.
Yeah. Sure.
116 ass. Damn it. Mashy, blow on it.
I'm blowing. You can't hear it though.
Thank you. Thanks. No, I heard it. That's what he did. Go, ball! Oh!
Oh, you're really close to the next milestone. I think 21
What the
is
hell?
the next one.
Man, 12! Thanks, I have a PS1. Yes. Yeah. What are console play? Yeah. Nah, that shit's hype. I used to love the PS1. Okay, I'll save my other bowling vouchers. I played Spyro. I think I played Spyro on PS1.
I
Right
really
now.
want to get Einhander for PS1, but it's so hard to find.
Einander?
Einhander. It's an old what's
Here.
it called? Like side-scrolling shooter.
Side-scrolling shoot. That's an interesting.
Yeah, it's a Square
Combo.
game. Squaresoft game.
Not a problem.
Yes.
Squaresoft. Whoa!
Yeah, the one that became Square Enix eventually.
Fire people are making me food. Looks like pita bread and beans. I bought my
Square games now.
the GameCube. That's fair. Yeah, GameCube was fucking dope.
It's funny because GameCube's like one of the worst selling consoles of all time, but it's like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Really?
some,
It
like,
is? I thought
like
the
the
Wii
best
U was
Yeah.
games.
worse.
Oh yeah. The Wii U is worse, but like for its era, the GameCube was the worst. I think the worst selling console in general.
Oh, it's my main console. I loved it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It had
It was my first console.
Jimmy
I
Egg
saved that
on
money and
it,
bought it.
Monkey Ball,
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Billy Hatcher,
Oh my god, I forgot
Smash
about that.
Melee.
Super Monkey Ball, Smash Melee.
Yeah,
Harvest
yeah.
Moon.
The Metroid Prime series, like the good ones.
My favorite
Indestructible,
console.
absolutely.
Are you 16 yet?
I'm actually 28.
You're
He's
28?
19.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's 19. He's 19.
Oh, he's 19.
He's
Oh, I
100.
thought you meant
Like me.
age. I thought you were talking about my age.
Oh, dinky.
He should be capped at 20 if we do like one more good hunt.
20. Yeah, past that.
20 is the next time you get a story quest you need to do.
Dude, I can't even. I don't even know how to.
You're HR what?
I'm 19.
19.
Yeah.
We could do the 2 Lullabarina. We could do
Smash.
Pick Your Poison.
Hook me up,
Yeah,
quick.
pick an event quest and we'll get fun rewards on the side.
Me
with
and
it.
Shark, we're doing important stuff, running around in circles. Thank you.
All of the Sonics, yeah. Animal Crossing. My first Animal Crossing game ever.
The Sonic ports to GameCube are some of the best of the Sonic ports.
Dude, you know what? I love the Sega Genesis. That shit was fire.
Yeah, it still is one of the best consoles for rendering, like it was the best at rendering transparent things for like 20 years.
I had the
Absolutely insane.
Don't
Did all the
forget to get a
Genesis
cool
have
drink.
the same games on them?
Yeah, cool drink. So there should be a ice bug somewhere around here.
Cool drink.
Where ice bug?
Rise from your grave. I love the drink.
This guy is weird.
I don't have a cold drink.
Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Sonny.
Funny. More like.
Oh, it's the Rompopolo.
Rompopopolo.
It's got a fun name, but it is weird poison tar mosquito.
Looks like a balloon animal.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Balloon animal ball thing.
Wait, which ones is it? Genesis or the Dreamcast that had like the preset games on it?
Shark, I was kind of disappointed that the GameCube emulator on this only has like 3 games.
Yeah. It's got a handful more, but it like they just started adding games to it too.
Guys, I'm on a pole dance.
I'm throwing money. Oh, hold on, I have to gesture.
You didn't put it in my strap.
I can't tell. I'm sorry.
It's a little reed. You just threw it on the ground. Oh, I think my favorite console is the PSP.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was so ahead of its time. Playing like Star Wars Battlefront 2, like, handheld in the car, is so fucking crazy to me. Him's deflated. Oh no!
I think my favorite is I like the 3DS still. 3DS is like king of the handheld.
DSi was my favorite because it had that flip note, and I love watching little flip notes.
DSi, bro. I'm like field trips.
DSi!
Actually, I don't think I had a DSi.
It had a camera, it had flip note.
It was the
I
OG,
had a
like, flip
DSi,
note.
but my DSi broke within a month. I was really upset.
My brother got a DSi. bought a DS XL or 3DS XL just for Smash.
I have, I think, 3 or 4 3DS. I like slightly damaged it and I just get a new one.
Oh, bad boy.
But also like they were affordable enough so that if you feel awful, just buy another one.
Right between the sacks. What do you call that?
The sacks. It does look like one. Oh, ew! Ew! Look at how saggy it looks.
Bro, he's deflated.
He's
Nice to him. What the fuck? He had a rough day, and you're out here calling him disgusting.
Oh, we got him.
That's crazy.
He had a rough day.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, Mashy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Oh, welcome back.
What if someone said that about you and you were having a bad day? You wouldn't be too happy.
Thank you.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm also not a fictional thing. I'm real.
Damn, Shoddy, you look like
you
you can
saying
hunt monsters.
Rampopolo isn't real?
No, it's
Thank you,
fictional.
Depot.
Are you
What am I
saying
gonna
anime-
do for
anime
Christmas
is real?
now?
What?
Thank you for shouting
What
out
are you
me.
gonna get? What?
What am I gonna do for Christmas now if Rampopolo isn't real?
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint.
Who's coming down my chimney?
Fleshy Hunter. Yeah.
I have to wait 17 seconds,
The one
Depot, and then
piece.
you're out, buddy. Gaming
You
going?
what?
Me? Oh, I said I have to wait 17 seconds and then the board's getting a fat shout out. Nothing crazy.
Wow, dude.
Wow.
Edging for.
You have to wait negative 14 seconds? What does that even mean?
It means you get your. You know what it means. Yeah.
Oh man, I
You
broke its head
cat.
already.
Wait, I didn't even realize that you joined back. I thought that was Shark talking on the voice first.
Yeah. Yeah, our voices are so similar. I can see it.
No.
Our voices are
Shark sounds
basically
like
the
my friend
same.
Taryn.
You seeing I don't sound like
exactly
Taryn?
exactly alike.
We do sound really similar.
You look Bonita with your sombrero.
I
Oh, dude, you wanna see
deploy.
Bonita? Keep this shit. Wait, I need a good angle for you.
I
Depot
think
is,
you trying to work multiple angles.
yeah.
We're getting
That
fucked
shit-
up.
Oh shit, y'all are fighting something? I was out here.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, haha. I was
you
shouting
over
out. Well, okay, I gotta shout out Depot. Come on.
I mean, you gotta shout out the homies. Like, no worries, but
Yeah, no judgment or anything. You know, you're just letting your friends die. It's all good.
yeah. No, I mean,
Me and
definitely,
Deploy were supposed to play something this week, and then get because Deploy wasn't even home. What the fuck?
Wow.
Hater alert! Hater alert! W friend abandonment. Yeah, real.
Okay, Dinky has
Wait, I don't know if you were saying that to me or to
for
you.
2 weeks.
What the fuck?
As soon as SummerSlam was done, he basically blocked me.
Yeah, dude, imagine having a kid.
Brother, do you know how many kids I could have had? Yet I still talk to you?
What the hell?
I don't. I don't know if I want to know how many kids.
How many
Yeah, you know how many kids lost? Literally none.
How many kids I could have had? 0.
I could have
Not
had
thinking
no
about that.
kids. Think about it. I'm here.
This thing's about to
Holy
die.
shit, you guys are
Free carve.
okay,
Get the free
so
carve. Carve
I
them
don't
for
think you'll be
free.
able
Carve
to.
them.
Carver.
Was this not
Stop
the
it,
right
Dinky.
zip
Stop
zeros?
it. No, this is.
Oh, it's not.
He said
dead.
this. It does the fake out death.
Oh, I
Spoiler.
see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
No, it's
that
not
wasn't
a
the first.
spoiler.
It is for Dinky.
Oh. Oh,
It's
look,
okay.
Dinky, you saw it for the first time. Oh, nobody spoiled it. Oh, isn't that cool? Oh, man.
That was
Isn't it
so
weird how you
cool.
can carve it, but the timer's not up?
Yeah,
Crazy.
right?
Crazy.
Isn't it weird how I can carve it with my weapon out?
Thank you
What's
for the
up?
head pad. It doesn't work,
Yeah,
but
you
I
have to wait
appreciate
carve
it.
while it's alive.
Deepo, why are you using the dinky stare, bro? You left me. I just had to let the world know. I couldn't suffer in silence anymore.
Come back,
Sorry,
Gypsy Rose.
Hey, Poopy,
Can I
get
get
over
any
here.
hits in on something running?
Transfer the materials I
Don't worry, I'll get him. I didn't. He got faster when I said
Well, yeah,
that,
he's
too.
running for his life. Wouldn't you pick up the pace?
No.
Maybe that's
I've
just because you
never
have the survival
died.
instinct of a snail.
Never die with a wound in my back.
Deploy, how's it going?
Oh, ride it, Mashy. Yeah, Mashy. Oh, fuck. I like the shape of it. It's very silly looking.
That's not something you want to hear.
Well, I like the shape of it.
You
It's
know
very
how
silly
love
looking.
freedom. What?
No, love. True. You don't.
He doesn't speak
Se
American.
puede, tipo,
He
si se
doesn't
puede, mi amor.
This thing's a trove of new data.
Why are you back home? I need to beat your ass in guilty gear.
Yeah.
You think you could beat Deeplo in fucking Guilty Gear, bro?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I fucking know.
Keep dreaming,
Keep
Poppy.
dreaming. Brother. Brother. You're in trouble.
It's almost 10 o'clock, my friends. I'm probably going to leave soon.
Oh my days. After all the monsters you've hunted,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get
You didn't
Dinky to
even-
the next level up, at least.
Oh wow, look at all these Ron Popolo rewards I got.
A rumble
Oh, crazy.
you didn't even let them make peace with their gods. You just hunted those monsters.
Yeah.
They're godless, brother. You think there's a monster god out there who's like bing bang boom spatula time?
Spatula time.
Yeah, brother.
Maybe if you lag switch on me as usual, you can win. Brother, I'm gonna front hand backhand you next time I see you.
I could see Dinky doing that actually. I could see Dinky doing such a thing, committing such a cardinal sin.
So I need to Olivia. I mean, this is a good ending point. I'm level 20.
Yep.
Calm the
Did you get to the quest to get
Yeah.
21 unlocked? Do you want to
Uh-huh.
do that one, or do you want to save that for...
I might
Next thing you
save that.
do.
I feel like that would be a good, like, hop back in.
Glad I made it for the final.
Squeeble!
So who
Well, we can fight a Gormagala real quick.
Oh yeah, we gotta unlock Mashi's.
Yeah, I can murder a
But I
Gormagello.
don't think. What
Oh,
are
Dinky
you? Are you
can't come.
21?
Dinky Def wouldn't be able to fucking look at it.
I'm
He wouldn't even be
20.
able to look at it.
Yeah,
No, Dinky
it'll
can
literally be
go.
spoilered.
Dinky can come.
Man,
Oh,
fuck
look
you
at that.
guys.
What hunter rank is it?
21.
Just start it up. I'll see if I can join. Worst case, I'll cry and piss.
If
You,
not, then
you
we
just want an
can-
excuse to piss. I know you. I know you.
No.
You just wanted to piss.
Do you
I
like
wanted
to
an
piss?
excuse to
Pee-pant
cry.
boy.
The
What?
piss comes secondary.
Mashi, what level do you think you need to be to do the level 40 unlock quest?
And the MJ of killing
Higher
people with a key.
than probably higher than 21.
Higher than Dink.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yes.
Just give her the old college try and we'll see if I can join. Vote. You're the Michael Jordan of going jealous mode and then dying.
Wait, who said that to you, Dinky? And why are they so right?
Deploy.
30 or higher. Damn. We can do
Yeah.
this
Damn,
one.
I'm like so close.
I don't
Where-
want the,
where
no,
is my
I don't want to do the Juwu. Wait, which one was
Yingberg is
Juwu?
a sight to behold. Look at that slow walk. Come on.
Is that the? That's the one of the
you
octopus.
again.
I don't like the tentacle ones.
That's one of the
Why?
octopi.
Because they're all
tar.
tentacly.
Yeah.
I think that one's the alien octopus.
Yeah, that's the one in the Wyverian ruins.
Yeah, yeah. There's the
How do
alien
we
one
arm
and then there's
wrestle?
the fire one. Oh, you want to
I'm
arm
gonna
wrestle?
your arm. Yeah.
Get over here.
Man, you're really warming up.
Yeah, so are you. Stretching is
Nah, I got
important.
my hat's gonna distract you.
You're right, it will.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh! You sound like
You
the.
Wait, you just
finally
hit him.
earned the way to the
Oh my
fucking
God,
Grand Hub.
You
That's
sounded
amazing.
like the Thwomp.
Wait, you just hit him back and forth? Hey, run it back.
Yeah, you have to alternate. You have to
Run
alternate.
it back.
You're cooked,
I mean,
buddy.
it literally doesn't tell you the controls until after it starts.
Man, what the hell?
What? Did we tie?
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's
He's
crazy.
cheating, officer.
That's crazy.
Run it
I've
back.
never seen that.
You're fucked up now.
This one's
buddy.
for all
You're
the marbles.
All right, deal.
You
I
guys
have to
able to
alternate
concentrate?
mouse clicks. It's kind of awful. I can't see anything. I can't see anything.
What the heck? He's cheating.
See, the camera zoomed in and it's just your back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could not see it.
Cheating.
What buttons do I press?
It's the
I don't
shoulder
even
buttons,
know.
right? It's alternating shoulder buttons on controller.
Oh, that's A and B.
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
you need any like outfit
Oh,
tips?
holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Sure, for sure.
All right,
I'm kinda
Mashy,
tripped.
it's your turn.
Mine's
Hey,
just
keep in
beating
mind,
the
let's go fight in the
Xbox
cuck corner.
What is it for controller?
A and B.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm using a Switch controller.
Oh, partner.
I'm just gonna press all of them. I'm just pressing all
Brother,
of them.
what?
Oh my
No,
god.
run it back. Run it
I
back.
gotta-
I can't believe how honest it is.
There's a lot of clicking. I gotta stop.
I just
5 in a
sit
row
here
is
and
crazy.
revel in my dub. That's awesome.
JJ, thank you for the Madio.
Okay, fine. I'll run it back. Oh
No,
shit.
No, you guys got it.
Oh shit.
Ugh.
I believe in Mashy.
Mashy's name is literally Mashy, like mashing the buttons. That's fucking cheating.
Brother,
I do
and then
not-
you win? No.
I
no,
do not
no
live
way.
up to my name.
I'm just warming up for next time I have to go against Sir Sharkleton.
Yeah. Brother,
Alright,
what?
Shark. Alright, Shark, get your ass over here.
Okay. Okay.
Is it even registering? What the hell is going on? Stop making me wet!
You lost.
You're
you get
fucked.
wet.
All the years at the academy come down to this moment.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Bro, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy.
I am also doing a completely different thing than you guys too. I wonder if that matters.
1000% it does. Dude, there's no feasible way. Wait, one more time.
I I cannot keep doing this.
I'm gonna put my hand in front of the camera so you can watch how fast I'm going. All right, you ready?
I mean,
Doing
I'm
the pro
mashing
gamer
pretty
strat.
hard.
I don't have to be able to see it.
Fucking Dinkelmeyer over here. God damn it.
Fuck, man, that's crazy.
5 consecutive
let's go.
victories? Oh my
No,
god,
And
dude.
the last one I gotten was a tie. I didn't lose, I tied.
Good joke, Dinky. Was what about
Wow.
me winning or what? Okay.
I don't know if this will work, but I'm trying a new
No
strategy.
nudes. What the fuck, Maggie?
Oh my god, it didn't work.
I need,
It
I
so
need to
didn't
stop.
work.
I need to stop. My hand is hurting.
Bro, I know Dinkberg gets the people feeling some type of way, but God,
Brother, what? I need to.
I mean, look at this, bro. You ever seen a handlebar mustache that ties into a tattoo on your face?
I'm so concerned.
Looks horrifying whenever he's in a dialogue because his eyes are like, it's like when a dog, like a basset hound or something's like sleepy, and then their eyes are just, you just see like the yellow or like the red in their eyes. That's what he looks like.
God. Okay. Ah! I almost dropped my controller.
Apparently, it's about rhythm. It's not about how much you press it.
Oh, interesting. I guess I'm just consistent.
So you got the rhythm, Sharky.
He's got the rhythm.
So you got the rhythm.
I'm pressing as fast
gives
as I
you-
can, so I guess there's just an upper limit for that.
Yeah.
They give you like zero context.
They do
Mash
not
A and
tell you
B.
shit. Yeah, no, they tell you that as late as possible. I think it should.
They don't even
tell
say
you that
mash it. They just say alternate and B. That's all. That's it.
Are we still hunting the Gormagulu?
No, think he can't.
Yeah, I'm a bounce. Think he can't? Yeah, whatever, bro. I could if I wanted.
He
Think he
can't.
couldn't
He literally
handle it.
couldn't join the
Fuck you guys! I hate it here.
No, you don't.
I know it's fun. Do it. Are either of y'all anybody gonna keep streaming?
Anyone?
I'll probably stop.
I'm not even streaming right now.
When did they put a maid dress on?
Hola,
JJ redeemed it.
Saphirian. I redeemed Madio.
Hola, cap.
It's Medio.
¿Qué pasa?
I'm getting dizzy. I need to stop
Where'd
this.
Diablo go? I don't need a baby girl.
Is Medio.
Diablo.
Mario like Mario?
Medio like the maid radio.
Betty's playing
Oh.
Elden Ring.
I'd be down for a Betty raid. Jelly's
Betty.
playing Horizon.
What? Second
Mashy looks like Mashy's live playing Monster Hunter Wilds
Monter
with some
Hunting.
Oh
cool
yeah, let's
guys.
read Maki.
Yeah, Raid Mashi, yeah.
Yeah.
What does
Okay.
that mean?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
raid
know what
Mashy.
that means. Can someone translate?
What? Some cool guys?
Can someone translate what the Saphirian said?
Oh, they.
Pretty sure they're asking where the library is.
Sakapuntas. Actually, I'm not sure.
That doesn't sound good. I'll be so real. The way Dinky said it makes me think it's bad.
Yeah.
It literally is pencil sharpener.
I don't believe you.
Swear on my life, it's pencil sharpener.
I'm looking it up right now.
I took Spanish 2 honors, but I got a little.
They have a
one
couple left.
They have one spot left.
What?
Oh,
Why-
it's asking. They're asking if we have a slot open in the,
No,
in the thing,
no,
right?
Ah.
we're leaving.
We're
Sorry.
about to quit for the day.
Brother said it was fucking pencil sharpener.
Bro, Sakapuntas is pencil sharpener.
I have a master's degree in Spaniel. I speak Spaniel.
Daniel.
Gage,
Oh,
you
I'm
got
sorry.
skin.
I'm gonna raid to Jelly, I think.
Jelly, okay. I believe you. I don't think you'd lie.
Jelly? Or Betty or Soda.
Calm the mind.
I see Jelly on here.
Focus.
Bork, bork.
Am I
We're all
crazy?
just gonna throw everything at Jelly.
Go
You're
say
probably-
hi to Jelly.
you're probably a fake
Go redeem
fan.
all Jelly stuff. Go watch
Hey.
them die in Sekiro.
Where's Jelly's stream?
Look, we're bark friends.
Jelly crown.
I know which Jelly.
Bark,
She's
we're
not popping up.
barking.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Bark friends, barking with
Oh.
the homies.
interesting.
Thank you. When are you gonna get a bark moat?
Man, I'm just a little freak.
Okay. Bye bye.
It's not very big.
Bye bye, chat.
Bye bye.
Bye.